Hey guys, it's Chloe Lindstrom here. Today I would like to talk about my scoliosis journey throughout the past 3 years. Basically, I was first diagnosed when I had just turned 13. At that point, never talked about surgery. We just talked about a back brace, and then we found out I was not able to get one because I had already fully grown and they couldn't get one to my size, or like it wouldn't help. So then they just talked about exercises and stuff I needed to do. And then about 6 months later, I did another bunch of x-rays, and then they said I was severe, so I needed to get surgery, but they still told me it was optional. It was my optional life choice if I wanted to change it up a bit and go like get my spine infused. So then they talked about all those options, about like spinal fusion, what happens after, what happens before, what I can do afterwards, what I can't do afterwards. Just told me all the basics, like the pros and cons about it. And at first I was really shocked. Like, I was like, oh my god, this is like a major surgery, like how am I gonna handle this? And then I sort of like thought about it a bit more, and then I realized it would be a lot better for my future, and especially getting it young, because I was 15 when I got my surgery, which I'm 16 now, not too much older, just like a year older, not that bad. But I got mine April 16th, 2020, which it is actually almost that date. I'm almost 1 year post-op, which is really, really good. I feel absolutely amazing. Sometimes I still get pains on my bottom, like my bottom spine area, because I still have a curve there, which I will show a photo of, like here or something, if I know how to edit. Probably can't, but that's okay. But yeah, I was just like so nervous for it, and I talked to my parents, talked to the surgeon about it, and sort of went, okay, I'll accept it. And then I was on a waiting list, and then I had a few more x-rays before my surgery, like a few months before, and then because of COVID, we were called in to have a pre-op appointment, and they had to sort of like rush the surgery. So at first they sort of told us like it could be this Thursday or like next week, and I was like, whoa, like oh my god, like I could just get a call and just have to go into surgery straight away. Like I was so scared. I was like, oh my god, no, don't want this. But I just kept thinking to myself, it will make me more confident in my body. Like I used to be I used to hate my body. I used to be so insecure about it because I used to have this big hunchback thing, and I used to have like this really big invert. But now it's not too bad. I still have a little bit of an invert, but my scar is beautiful, and my shoulders are now like fully leveled. Where I used to look like this. So it was horrible. So it's really good to be able to wear shirts normally again, wear bags, and they won't have to fall off all the time. It was a big struggle, and it was very painful. Like living with it, having to carry a school bag. And now I'm so lucky that I go to a school where I don't really need a school bag because they supply everything there. So it's really, really good. I really do enjoy after surgery. So I'll go back to the pre-op. I'm crazy. Go back to my pre-op. So for pre-op, basically I had to get a blood test. We talked about the different things that were going to happen with my surgery and after, and recovery. We talked about all of that. We talked through like what medications I was taking, what things I needed to bring, and then they gave us a whole list of this stuff because I had to fast. Which fasting, if you don't know what that means, it means you can't eat the night before, or sometimes it can be you can't eat for 2 days. So I was lucky enough to only have a 12-hour fasting, so I'm really grateful that I didn't have to not eat for so long, but it was pretty annoying. But I was basically sleeping most of that time. So then my mum got a call a few days after the pre-op appointment, and we got given the date, which was the 16th of April. And we're like, okay, it's not too far away. It was like 2 weeks away, maybe a week and a half away. And we're like, okay, let's start getting prepared. Let's do this. Like, I was fully in the mindset of I'm petrified. I don't want to walk in that door again. I don't want it. Because I'm the person that absolutely hates needles. Like, I fear them. Like, I've always freaked out over the thought of them or anything to do with them. I just hate them. But after going through my surgery and everything, I sort of got over that fear. Like, I'm still, obviously, I feel anxious about it. I feel scared, but it's not too bad. Like, I can suck it up now. Don't have to cry about it anymore, which I'm so grateful for. And basically, I remember we had to wake up at like 4 in the morning and get there by like 6, and then we had to talk some more. And then I just remember I had to say goodbye to my brother, goodbye to my dad, and then my mum got to come in the room with me because I chose my mum over my dad. I don't know why, I just feel closer for surgeries and stuff. I don't know. But I did that, and then I sort of thought to myself, this is really happening. Like, this is going to happen any hour now, like any minute, any hour, any second. And I was terrified. So then they told me what was going to happen in anesthesia, what type of drugs I would be having to settle my body. And then they offered me this drink, like a calming drink. And now this is the weird thing. I don't know what that drink was, but they basically made me drink it. Because I hadn't eaten in so long. I was like, ugh. And it was so gross. But I do recommend it. It was very good if you're getting a spinal fusion. Because it basically just calmed my body. Within 2 minutes, I felt like I was blacked out. But it turns out I wasn't blacked out. I was actually still talking to everyone, still walking, still doing everything on my own. Like, that's so weird because I don't remember any of that. As soon as I had that drink, they gave me a little shot of apple juice to get rid of the gross flavour. And then I don't remember anything after that. But my mum stayed with me until I switched mattresses onto the surgery table thing. And then my mum had to leave. So that was actually pretty good. Obviously, she can't stay in for the surgery, but due to COVID, usually 2 parents are allowed in, but they weren't. So my parents had to keep taking turns of who they wanted in, who they didn't want in, all that sort of stuff. And I was allowed to have one person stay in hospital with me for all the nights I had to be there. And of course I chose my mum again because my dad had to work and my brother had to go to school, so I didn't want to interrupt that. By this point, I remember waking up and I remember asking if I can stand up and walk again, and they all just went, no, you can't do that, not yet. And I was like so drugged up and because I had like a 6 to 8 hour surgery, it was like I had all these marks around my face, and like my face was like looking all fat and stuff because I had to lay down on like this for like that period of time. You know when you go to sleep and you get marks from sleeping funny, or yeah. So that's basically what I had, which is pretty standard, pretty fair enough. And then I remember my parents and my brother came in and they gave me a nice big card. It was like this big. I still have the card somewhere in my room. I'll probably, if you guys want to see it, comment down below and I will show it in another video. But yeah, it was actually really good surgery. The outcome was amazing. The recovery was so fast for me, and I am so grateful for that because I was terrified I'd had to be in there for like weeks. I was in there for 4 days, 3 nights? Yeah, 3 nights, 4 days. But the way you had to leave was, this might be a bit TMI, too gross, ew, warning. I'm warning you can just skip 15 seconds ahead. I wasn't allowed to leave the hospital unless I took a poo. And I had to take a shower, and I remember the first shower I had, my mum had to shower me for so long, and I hated it. I was terrified because it was so painful, because I had 2 epidurals, one at the top of my spine and one at the bottom of my spine, like the middle near the bottom. They were relieving all my pain, and by day 3 they had to take it out. to get me to wheeze off of it, and I still had oral drugs that I had to take and deal with pain and all that sort of stuff. The pain management was amazing. The second I felt nauseous, I had a tube in my arm here and I had a tube in my hand here. So they'd always clean it out each day, every few hours or whatever. They'd clean it and then they'd put some drugs in it if I needed it. So yeah, usually they'd put the nausea one in here, which I really liked having because I always feel nauseous, and I'll talk about that in another video. Talking about like my stomach issues. I can talk about that if you guys want to, just let me know. Basically, I don't want this video to be too long. I think it's already like been like 10 minutes. I don't know. But thanks for listening to my story. I am 100% better, close to 1 year now. I'm really excited to see what I can do for my 1 year. Due to COVID, I don't think I'll be able to do anything big, but hopefully I can just hang with my small family in Australia. And I'm very, very excited, I guess, to finally be able to say I went for a spinal fusion a year ago. Like, that's really big. Like, I can't believe it. Like, I've actually done this. But things have gone back to normal for me now. School, relationship, family. Literally everything's gone back to normal now. So it's perfect, and I can do literally anything I want on my own now. Well, not anything. No illegal stuff. That's bad. Don't do that. Stay off drugs, kids. Unless you need those drugs, like me. I take 3 different medications. Every morning, every day. I cannot miss them. I will not die if I miss them, though. I'll be okay. Well, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope you leave a like and subscribe and share with your friends or family, pets, literally anyone, anything. I don't care. Just share it around as much as you can. I love you guys. Bye.